And we'll also find out which English centre-back could be on his way to West Ham. Could be interesting. All that to come and much more. Right now, though, quite a week for Manchester United. The FA Cup defeat to Brighton, of course. We had then Darren Fletcher in charge on an interim basis. Now reports suggest he's going to be replaced by Michael Carrick, also on an interim basis. An announcement expected either today or tomorrow. Let's get more on this. I'm very pleased to say very good morning to former Man U goalkeeper, a man who played with Michael Carrick, actually, Ben Foster. Morning, Ben.
Good morning, Ben. How you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. Morning, lads. Morning, everybody.
Look, let's not go into the interim replacing an interim once again, but focus on Michael Carrick. You know him. How well suited to the job do you think he'd be, and how well do you think he did at Borough?
I think he's perfect for what they need right now. Whether it's long term, I think that remains to be seen. The next sort of 4 months of the season will tell us all we need to know. But for now, he's just nice and calm. Michael is. He really is. He's nice and calm. He never gets too excited. Never gets too carried away. He's the kind of person where you never really know what he's thinking because he is so calm and he's always got it under control. You never really know what he's thinking. And I think that carries a weight of respect, if you know what I mean. And I think him going into that dressing room, I think the lads will look up to him a little bit. And whether it's the answer or not, like I say, I think the rest of the season is going to prove that for us.
Ben, tell me, mate, how difficult is it, do you think, for Manchester United players right at this moment in time, you know, getting into that dressing room, getting into training every day, and more importantly, getting out onto that pitch? Because I'm looking at it, and I said to Jeff a few weeks back regarding the signings, I like to look at, I know they've got a few away, Amadiala's away, and AFCON as in Mbeumo is the exact same, but I looked at the signings, particularly in forward areas. Sesko aside, who incidentally the last couple of games has looked livelier, but I looked at the signings and I'm saying to myself, for the first time in a little while, they actually look like United players, and you know what I mean by that. Obviously they can play and they're talented, but they can handle playing at United. Are United players at this moment in time, they're clearly not handling playing at United?
I think it's the hardest club in the world to play for, Manchester United. Yeah. The media attention that they get is so intense, and unless mentally you're able to cope with all of the noise, then you're on the back foot from the get-go. I've seen Man United sign 9 out of 10 ability-wise players, and as soon as they put that red shirt on, it turns them into a 6 out of 10. The weight of it is so heavy. And I think that's what they need to start really identifying first and foremost. Is obviously the world-class players. You need world-class players, but you've got to have people that are able to deal with it. I mean, I've been there myself. I put a Manchester United shirt on and I felt that weight and I couldn't deal with it. You know, I like to think I'm a fairly grown-up kind of together person. I couldn't deal with the weight of it. So I really do feel for a lot of these Manchester United players. If you look at the quality though, you know, I was watching the Brighton game the other night, and man for man, in fairness, Brighton, you know, you sort of like half a dozen and 6 of each. They're very sort of similar ability-wise. I just think the gap has closed so much now in football that Manchester United fans, probably most football fans, Liverpool, they've got no divine right to expect results and 3 points and trophies come the end of the season anymore.
See, I think that's brilliant, but I've got to say, because there'll be supporters. I'm understanding you and I'm getting it 100%. But there'll be supporters up and down the country, football fans up and down the country saying, well, what are you talking about? It's just a matter of putting on a jersey, getting into training and doing your work. But it is more than that, mate.
The noise is phenomenal, isn't it, Ali? The noise is absolutely, it's everywhere. It's like this morning, you know, Manchester United, they haven't played for a couple of days, but they're still the first topic. Yeah. The first topic that people want to talk about and they want to hear about, and have they got the new manager yet? Or he's just been sacked, and apparently he wants to move. So there's always some sort of noise about it. Everything is scrutinised so much, and obviously with the rise of social media, people just have this weird little portal into these players' lives now, which was never used to be there. It never used to be there, but now they can get at people. And I think the young kids who have grown up on the mobile phones, they are susceptible to reading that kind of stuff as well.
I know what you mean, Ben, completely about the weight of the shirt, but isn't the truth of the matter that a lot of these United players, I mean, they're not just world class, they're just not good enough?
I think they've got some world-class players. I think across the board, though, there are better squads. There's probably 3 or 4 or 5 better squads of players. But I just think that as soon as they do go out onto that pitch, they have to deal with an awful lot more pressure.
Ben, you know what I'm going to ask you? Outside of Bruno Fernandes, who are their world-class players?
Mateus Cunha, I'm having Mateus Cunha right up there. I think Brian Mbeumo, when he's fit and popping as well, I'm having Brian Mbeumo all day long as well.
By the way, centre-backs got a World Cup medal as well into the bargain.
You think he's world class?
I don't know.
I
don't know if he is, but he's got a World Cup medal.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily make you world class. It means you're part of a World Cup winning team.
It's not bad to have in your CV right enough.
No, of course it's not.
I think this just all goes back to, if you're looking at squad, look at the Brighton squad against them the other day. They might not have better individuals, but as a team, collectively, I think they all work better together, seamlessly work better together. They gel more. They can play more off the cuff. They play without this fear. And that's the bit that holds a lot of Manchester United players back. Like Man United have signed world-class players they've signed World Cup winners. And as soon as they put that shirt on, even World Cup winners, you watch them, Casemiro, and you think, wow, like, you're not the player that we used to watch at Real Madrid.
Yeah, completely. Look, and Casemiro, by the way, would be one who was world class, but maybe is now. Ben, look, it's a fascinating conversation. Thanks very much indeed, mate.
Enjoyed that, Ben. Thanks, mate.
Before I go quickly, can I just give a shout out to Craig Gordon? I know you lot are going to talk.
Oh, hey, what a shame, eh?
For 43 years old, right, to still have your feet popping as much as Craig Gordon did for that save, coming off the bench, you're sat on your bum for the last however long, right? And he comes on, his feet are popping, firing, and he's able to shift off to his left to make that save. Yeah. Absolutely world class. What a guy.
And by the way, you know, a guy who's been retired or almost retired so many times and has just come back from a double leg break. Oh, tremendous. Man, what a story.
Tremendous, Ben. Quite right, mate.
Brilliant, Ben. Thank you, mate.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Ben in Tewkesbury says, morning, boys. Via Jim Ratcliffe, aren't you on the phone to Xabi Alonso today? Surely they can't miss that. Greeno says, morning, lads. Talking about Xabi going to Liverpool, get him through that door at Spurs right now. And Zane says, is Alonso even good enough for the Premier League? I have my doubts. Ooh, Zane, I think if he was given the chance, he would certainly prove you wrong. Ben's being back on. He says, Cunha, world class, and Mbeumo. As Ben Foster just come in from a night on the town. just his opinion, Ben. Just his opinion. Coming up, we will find out if Ali's son, or as he likes to call him, the big un, could be facing Celtic this weekend in the Scottish Cup after he signed on loan for Auchinleck Talbot. That's next.